Hello and welcome to this pit stop for Pioneer Days, designed by Matthew Dunstan and Chris Marling and published by Tasty Minstrel Games. Pioneer Days takes about an hour, it's for 2 to 4 players, and players are representing pioneers travelling out in a wagon train attempting to forge their way in the Old West of America. This is a dice drafting game played over 4 weeks with 5 rounds in each week. At the beginning of a week, you're going to load up a bag with dice, and they're going to be dice off these 4 colours plus the black according to the number of players in the game. And then you're going to draw dice equal to the number of players plus 1 and roll them. When you roll them, starting with the start player, players are going to take turns to draft 1 dice each round. When you draft a dice, you're looking at the colour and you're also looking at the face. Now, most importantly, the face is going to dictate what you can do with them. Firstly, each of the different faces, the 6 of them, has got a different dollar value, and by handing in, for example, if I handed in this wood, I would earn $5 directly from the bank to my good self. That's the easy one. The next thing is a particular face is going to be linked to an action. Now, the Joker will let you do any of the other 5, however, the others are. Here we've got the Prospector. That's going to allow you to dip into a different bag and draw out 1 gold nugget coin from here. And that's going to be worth points to at the end of the game. They come with 1 to 3 nuggets on them, and for each nugget on there is going to score you 1 point. So that was a good draw. There are 8 different prospectors in the game, and they each have an individual power. And it happens that Jake the Prospector here lets you draw 1 more token out of the bag and then throw any token back in. So that's been a lucky draw there. I could throw this rubbish one away, and look, I'm sitting on 6 more points for the end. And that's what mining will do for you. Now, not all the powers obviously are going to be linked to mining. They're going to be linked to all different sorts of things that you can do through the game. And that's one thing you need to explore. The next one is to equip. Now, when you equip, you take one of these pieces of equipment available at the general store. There's one more than the number of players for each round, and they're going to help you in various ways. For example, these ones here are linked to a particular action. Every time I choose one of these wood ones that I did previously, I would then get a bonus. In this case, it's draw an extra gold nugget, it happens to be there, or gain a medicine, it would happen to be there. And I'm going to need that medicine to help me for disasters, which may well be incoming. There are other things like this will protect me from storms and other disaster, or this harmonica is going to allow me to recruit more flexibly, because when you choose a dice, the third thing you can do is recruit the townsperson directly below them. Now, they might give you a one-off bonus. For example, I got the Gatherer previously, which gave me 2 wood immediately. They might give you something at the end of the game. For example, the Treasure Hunter is going to let me swap gold nuggets around and draw more. Or something like the Dashing Cowboy is going to let me add a new equipment to the store and then immediately take one. They also all score you points for something at the end of the game. The Gatherer is going to score me points for having wagons. Now, wagons are down here. You can start with 1, you buy more during the game, and you're going to need them, as you can see, to store all the things that you get during the game. But like everything else, the more you have of them, the more vulnerable you are to the disasters. Or the Dashing Cowboy will score me points for each equipment I've got, or the Treasure Hunter will score me points for each gold token I have. And that they will drive a lot of your endgame scoring and what your strategy is going to be during the game. The harmonica lets me take not just the one below, but the ones either side. Anyway, the next action is to get cattle. When you get cattle, you take them and add them to your herd. Once that we have drafted dice 5 times, this dice bag is going to be empty, and that's going to be the end of the week. And then you're going to score 1 point for each cattle you have. Also, at the end of each week, you're going to go to 2 towns, and they're going to have things they require for you to score things called favours. For example, here I can hand in a cattle, and that will get me a favour and some money. And favours will score you 2 points each at the end of the game, which is why you might want to collect cattle. These last 2, the wood and the medicine, which we've previously mentioned, well, they're going to be linked to particular disasters and helping to protect you. So at the end of each round, there's only going to be 1 dice left. If it's a particular colour, then that disaster is going to move up the tracker. If you've been mean enough to leave the black dice last, then all of these disaster trackers are going to move up. And when a disaster tracker gets to the 4th space, that disaster is going to happen. For example, for storms, you must pay 1 wood per wagon you have, or you're going to get a damage token on there which will block spaces and cost you points at the end of the game. And that's exactly what that wheel does, by the way. It means that one of your wagons is immune to storms. You've got raids, which will take half of your money away. You've got famine, where you must pay money for each of the cattle that you have. Or disease, where you must pay medicine for your townsfolk, or they'll die off and you won't get those end game points for them. You roll around again, you play through over 4 weeks, and at the end of the game, you're also going to score some extra points. The extra points will be, for those nuggets, as we discussed, 1 point each, the 2 points for the favours, which we said. Whoever's got the most favours also gets a bonus of 5. You're going to score whatever your townsfolk score for you, in this case for wagons, which is where I'm trying to build them up, and you're going to lose 2 VP for each damage on your wagons, again, as previously discussed. After all of that, whoever scored the most points is going to be the winner of Pioneer Days. This has been a Game Pit Stop. For more videos like this, check out our YouTube channel. For more in-depth coverage of gaming, please check out the Game Pit podcast. Thank you.